It's June. I'm in London with my girlfriend, and we just got out of the British Museum. We just spent 3 hours there looking at art and history and, stolen history, I guess, if we're being honest. And it was just completely engrossing. And we've come out of there on a bit of a high from seeing so much time, thousands of years, just like collapsed on each other. And we got to experience it all there in a space of a few hours. And we just had a great time in there, but it's kind of nice to be out of the crowd. And I know that I've been waiting for years to go back to the London Review Bookshop, which is across like a green area. And then it's this lovely bookstore with a cafe inside of it. And I was there in 2019 with my then boyfriend, and we had a great time too, but at the time I hadn't been able to have the cake, any of the foods in there. And that is just something of the past. It's another body, another me, another time, another world. In this world, in this time, in this body, we approach the bookshop, the beautiful, quaint bookshop from the London Review, which has their traditional logo, which is that deep green background with lovely, I'm assuming Times New Roman, yellow lettering. And as we approach, if there are a few tables outside, and there's a lovely awning, and the awning is green fabric that on the edges has white figures of like a draftsman with his drawing board, someone on a motorbike, a child reading a book as he walks. And it's a lovely type of trimming to it as well. And under the awning, I see the panes of the bookshop, the window panes, and they have a little display with all these books piled high that are surrounded by coffee beans. And I can practically smell it from here. The smell of new books, the smell of coffee, the taste of coffee. And I see someone's having some delicious little cakes. I see the children sitting right in front with a mom, and they have what seems to be like a red velvet that they're all sharing, that beautiful deep red with the frosting, white frosting on top. Looks delicious. And I open the door and hold it for V, and we go inside, and the little bell has just rung as I close the door. And inside there's some soft, generic, random little jazz music, just perfectly pleasant and soothing. Now in my quasi-perennial state of calm. I enjoy that sound as it unwinds through my body with a big smile. And I look at the walls, at the posters that are hanging everywhere. I have a big grin on my face. They have some really nice art here. One is like a gigantic pair of hands. One is red, the other one's orange. The orange one is holding a bouquet of flowers, and the red one has an eye at its center. The style is naive, but I'm connecting with this drawing so much. I love the colors. I let that beautiful red hand with the eye connect right to my forehead and all the way down my spine to my own red, safe, welcoming center. And the orange one with the flowers just feels like the mind, like creation, blossoming. I feel at complete ease here in the sounds of people clinking the plates, the low murmur of their talk. All of a sudden I hear the grind of the coffee grinder, loud and welcome. Excellent bustle, excellent prospects. I look over at V, who has her lovely smile kind of plastered on her face, as I imagine mine is. It's like we've gotten tattoos of smiles on our faces. It's great to be on trips. And I raise my eyebrows, she nods, and we head over to the counter. We went to browse books, but we know we're actually really hungry after the museum. And there's a counter there that has a glass display with all the cakes, and we say hi to the person at the counter, the barista, who greets us with a smile. She's busy, but you can tell she's really efficient, and we tell her we're not going to bother her, we're just going to pick cakes, but first we would like to have a bottle of water and a coffee we're going to share. We decided we're going to have just, since we're going to have dessert, we'll have a couple shots of espresso with a little bit of milk. We have these terribly adult palates at times that are going to be horribly pampered in about 5 minutes. And the barista goes off to make the coffee, and in the meantime we study all those cakes in the display, and we see the red velvet they're having outside. We see like a kind of lemon concoction that looks delicious, and I think about it like fresh lemon for a hot summer day. Sounds really good. But then V points all excitedly at the one on the end, and I see they have carrot cake. She knows it's my favorite. And I look at it, at its orange, dense texture. Looks compact and has one white line of frosting splitting it vertically at the middle. I see the pieces of real carrot floating there, and then I see the top frosting on what remains of the cake, and it has little carrots drawn into it, and actually a little bunny up on the top left corner. It looks so cute. I feel blessed to be in the presence of a true carrot cake. The best. And I cock my head to the side like, No doubt, right? And she nods with a smile and asks the barista to get us a piece of carrot cake. It looks like a total bomb. With that, we wait a little while. Might as well just take it to a table. We see there are a few still left, so we're in no rush. She brings it, we pay up, and we carry it off onto the side, one that's near the patio, actually. But still, actually, let's go out onto the patio. Let's see what that looks like. We pop out there. I'm carrying the coffee, and its smell wafts up into my nose. Delicious. And I look out, and there are little vines growing up on the walls. There's one free table out here in the sun, but also has a parasol on it. Perfect. So we head over to it and slide in. And Veronica lays down the bottle of water, and the cake slides on the table. I love the sound of it. Shh. And we sit down and we dip our forks into the cake at the same time. Not before we clash them together like two fencers ready for a duel. And then our forks dip into the cake, and I bring a piece with some generous frosting on it to my mouth, and I bite it, and it tastes amazing. I can taste everything, the sugar, the egg, the hint of vanilla, a little bit of cinnamon. That is frosting, all right. And now the masa. So good, such a thick, dense, but it falls apart in your mouth the right ways, masa. And I push it up against my palate, and it squishes around my tongue, and I can taste it all, the butter, the carrot. It really just tastes like carrot, and I love that it's not too sweet at all. And my body's so grateful for all this great fat and calories and fibers and little traces of vitamins and amino acids, and my entire body opens up like a flower to receive all these good nutrients. And it sinks all the way down into my belly. And my blood carries it through my body. And just like that, I'm a new person every day. Every day I'm new. And I feel the red energy of this sensation and the orange energy of the carrots. And I breathe in as it moves through me from my belly, spreading outward like a beautiful web. And it moves down to my pelvis, down my legs, down to the bottoms of my feet, up my head, and I take in another breath as it shoots out into my arms, my fingertips, and fills my entire being. And with that, I breathe in, and with my left hand around my wrist, I anchor this energy inside of me forever, and I say, peace.